And then the frustrations of separating.
So there's kind of a problem with community colleges in the sense that most students are only there for 2 to 3 years. So in the bureaucracy of institution where things take a long time and there's all these processes you have to go through, you have to go through student senate, you have to go through all the different groups and get everyone's approval, and it feels like there's very little sense of immediate gratification. So as a student or as a club member, if we have another club member who's trying to get stuff done and it just doesn't look like things are going anywhere, and they go off and then they're totally discouraged because they feel like they didn't accomplish anything. So it's also hard because people are, especially at a community college, there's this mindset of just getting the task done. They commute to school, go to their classes blindsidedly, don't really pay attention to what's going on around them, leave school, go to work. So I mean, there's students have no time. They're not living on campus. They don't have all this extra free time to dedicate to a club or other extracurricular activities.
Okay, and then we moved on to our first waste audit. So we had signs on the stations, and the signs were good. They were green, but they had a lot of verbiage. And we found that people really don't stand and read in front of a garbage can. And so as we went through, we saw that maybe we could change our system a little bit to make it a little more efficient and easier on us. So in order to see how the efficiency of it was working with just the signs alone, we did our first waste audit, which basically was an hour and a half sitting and watching one bin and about 100 participants and calculating, what they threw in and if it was in the right bin. So we found that out of the 100 people that participated, at least 50 made one mistake. And usually that was throwing trash into the recycling, which is really easy to do. And since our signs weren't very clear, we decided, well, we need to just take it a step further. So what we did is we created visual aids, and I'll show you what we. So instead of having just the sign, we now had an actual shadow box which had the material in it labeled. So less verbiage, but colorful and right at eye level. And we found all the materials used within that building. So everything that was being purchased and would be thrown away or recycled would be in one of these shadow boxes. So you can see how our CRV bin was very vague. People would get the point, but it wasn't, something a little more colorful and sparkly always does the job a little bit better. Especially our recycling place won't accept the caps of bottles. They will, but it's just a little more inconvenient for them. So by at least showing it visually, it kind of gets the message through. And then our trash bin, and then our trash shadow box. So we have 4 stations throughout this building, and our goal, so far we have 2 sets of shadow boxes, and they're working pretty well. We have yet to do our second waste audit, but that will be coming. Okay. And then after doing this, so you can see it all together, and then after doing the green squatting in on our campus, we decided we needed to interface with our youth. Youth are a powerful tool, and since there are new kind of fresh breath coming into the JC, we needed to start working with them now. So Maitri from the Climate Protection Campaign helped me form this idea of a Green Team Convention where high school students who formed eco clubs on campus can all come together and have leadership training, have how to run a successful meeting, and how to build a successful project and write a proposal, which are very good tactics and tools for these students to learn. And then they shared what they have been doing on their campus and they learn from each other. So this is another goal that we hope to build on, to have 2 next year, where in the beginning they learn the skills, and then at the end there's a contest at the end of the school year to see who did the biggest eco project in their community or school. Okay. So now for our SSC goals. So our first goal, the biggest goal, will be the composting system. Putting a composting system in our cafeteria, which will involve multiple parties, and hopefully some pig farmers, our Sonoma compost, and also our farm that we have in connection with our school. So we have to get all those parties together in order for that to happen. And then we have our library recycling project, where, like our cafeteria, we have recycling stations in our library. And then we have a recycling classroom initiative, where we get recycling bins in all of our classrooms. And this will involve, again, working, either rewriting the janitor's job, or having green teams within each building, or getting the teachers to work together. So this is going to involve a lot of people.
We also wanted to, being that we're Students for Sustainable Communities, we really wanted to build more community on campus and with the surrounding community. So one of our ideas was to hold weekly or bi-weekly forums that are just general sustainability information. So one week we might have a speaker, the next week we might show a documentary, have a discussion, a panel, etc., just to try to create more awareness and more knowledge of sustainable practices. We also wanted to, I mean, it's a lot of it's about networking. We want to try to work with every single group to try to create this unified effort to work towards sustainability. And I think that's pretty much it.
Thank you.